Fine, I'll have to speak loudly.
Speak loudly and clearly. Yes. Okay, folks, we are going to speak about Ethan Klein. H3 podcast returns tomorrow, I think. So, I mean, and Ethan's coming in hot. Ethan's been on vacation, but he's been going after Taylor Lorenz. He's been kind of nonstop, you know what I mean? So he's been keeping his audience warm, fuzzy and warm during the vacation to come back, and hopefully, you know what I mean, he's going to go crazy. Let's see what happens. But he's probably going to come in hot talking about that tattoo. So let's talk about the new tattoo, folks. You've all seen it. Let me open up some images here. The problem is, I can't figure out how to open up multiple images at the same time here. They're opening up.
What do you mean?
One by one, yeah. Oh, no, I just did it. I just figured it out.
Whoa, that's
amazing.
Great.
You can switch to the screen. So Ethan was showing off a brand new tattoo, which is essentially 3 young kids, which are his kids, eating slices of watermelon. Each one eating a slice of watermelon, surrounded by presumably things that they love, like dinosaurs. Like you got a Godzilla, you got a little Pikachu over here. This is a better photo of the tattoo posted with he tagged some people are like blurring the artist's name on Twitter. I don't see the need for that. This is nice work, you know what I mean? And she should get, you know, don't go harass her. If anyone wants to go harass the tattoo artist, please don't do that. That's a really bad idea. But I think she should get credit because this is a pretty nice looking tattoo. And I'm gonna give you guys my example. I know the controversial part is obviously the watermelons. The fact that these kids are eating watermelons. We all know that watermelons are basically a symbol of Palestine and Palestinian liberation. We're going to watch a little video to get a bit more context, because sometimes I am unclear on like why watermelons exactly. But this went viral like right away on Twitter. People saying that like Ethan is mocking hungry Palestinian kids. It's extremely insensitive to get this kind of tattoo. So let's learn a little bit more. Ethan actually shared this on his stories as well. He says, I know the usual suspects will try to make this political, so here's the photo it's based on. It's the first time I got all 3 of them in one photo, all looking at the camera, and it's a lovely photograph. I cropped out the kids. It's basically his 3 kids standing together, eating watermelon. It's a cute picture. It is a real photo that he's basing it on, okay? Now, are Israelis allowed to eat watermelons, folks? Now, that's the real question. I'm kidding. We can't stop Israelis from eating watermelon. They could have easily, just as easily been eating hummus in this photo, but they're having watermelon. So, it's based on a family photo, so I get the sentimental value. But first, let's just take a second to learn a little bit about watermelons and the significance, the meaning of watermelons when it comes to Palestinian society.
The watermelon wasn't always an anti-black racist trope in the US. It originally had
So this is a video, sorry, let me by the way get you. So why watermelon is the symbol of black and Palestinian freedom by uncivilized, let's check it out.
Different meaning. The watermelon wasn't always an anti-black racist trope in the US. It originally had a different meaning. Similar to the symbolism of the watermelon in the Palestinian movement for liberation, it represented the freedom and emancipation of black people from slavery. But that didn't last, because any attempt at black self-determination and independence was met with opposition and violence. This is a story of the
downgrading the quality a little bit.
Supremacy, and to tell it, we need to go back in time to the end of the American Civil War. Following emancipation and the end
Is he just talking about African liberation or Palestine? Because this is more about Palestine right now, buddy. Okay.
That's like...
It does, right? We want to learn about Africa, but right now we do just want to see about Palestine.
living off land they owned. And
What, did I skip? It's long.
Because how fragile do you have to be to feel threatened by seeing other people enjoying their newfound freedom, living off land they owned, and becoming financially independent by selling watermelon? The answer is very threatening.
Let's watch the whole thing, sorry.
Because any attempt at black self-determination and independence was met with opposition and violence. This is a story of the fragility of supremacy, and to tell it, we need to go back in time to the end of the American Civil War. Following emancipation and the end of slavery in the US in the 1860s, many Southern African Americans refused to work or sharecrop on white-owned farms. They began cultivating their own land. Many grew and sold watermelons and started to develop their own economic and financial independence. The fruit became a material symbol of their freedom. This independence...
So, watermelons was something they were essentially growing for themselves and not for any white plantation owners or slave owners or anything like that. So,
infuriated Southern white people because it threatened their racial order. Remember, a large part of their ideology was that black people were not ready for freedom, and that was being proven wrong, aided and abetted by watermelon. This is when they decided to unleash their insidious plan. They wanted to take this image of freedom and destroy it. So they decided to weaponize the watermelon into an ugly stereotype. Through a deliberate and elaborate narrative, they aimed to reinforce the idea that black people were lesser than and inherently incapable of being independent human beings. And it went as follows. 1. Black people were lazy. This was represented by how easy it was to grow watermelons because they didn't require much work. The stereotype was further reinforced by the image that because watermelons were hard to eat, black people would be consumed with eating them rather than doing any work at all. 2. Black people were unclean.
fucked.
This was shown through exaggerated depictions
Watermelon is fucking tasty, by the way. That shit's so fucking
I
juicy.
love watermelon.
Oh my god.
of how messy it is to eat a watermelon. The subtext behind this was purity of race, and that this one was not pure. 3. That black people are childlike, with the implication that they needed overseers or masters. This was shown by suggesting that a watermelon was a fruit only a child would like, because it is sweet, colorful, and devoid of much nutritional value. This narrative fueled by
those drawings are so fucking racist too. Like all of those, that style of drawing.
racist stereotypes blew up and really took off in the 1900s. It was part of the popular culture and showed up in songs, minstrels, posters, postcards, books, TV shows, and films. It persists to this day. Even the first black president was a target of it. Cultural symbols have immense power to shape how we see the world and the people in it. That's why stories and narratives matter. They took what was once a symbol of freedom and turned it into a stereotype to reinforce racial supremacy and hierarchy while completely erasing its history. Because how fragile do you have to be to feel threatened by seeing other people enjoying their newfound freedom, living off land they owned, and becoming financially independent by selling watermelon? The answer is very threatened. As Palestinians, we have also adopted the watermelon as a symbol of our own struggle for freedom, because its colors match our flag that was banned by Israel. Their fragility is triggered from their drive to erase Palestinians and replace the native with the settler. So any sign or symbol of our identity or presence becomes an existential threat to them and their ideology. So instead of carrying the flag, people started carrying watermelons, and now it's everywhere. The watermelon is only one of many connections between the black and Palestinian liberation struggles. Solidarity that goes back decades as they fight similar forces. Remember, we are not...
I do know that on Instagram, when people started to suspect, and it was true, that Meta was censoring or limiting posts that were in support of Palestine. Any post, if you would post a story and use the Palestinian flag, it would limit the amount of views that post could get. People started to use watermelons as a replacement, and with a variety of other ways. Like they would write Israel in another way. No one would actually spell it Israel because they know that their post would get limited by Meta. So okay, that's kind of crazy. So it's mainly because the flag was banned in Israel, so people started to use the watermelon as a symbol. So that makes a lot of sense. And there is also a whole kind of movement to reclaim the watermelon. So these are a bunch of Israeli protesters trying to reclaim the watermelon symbol as their own. Let's see what they have to say about watermelon. So is Ethan one of those people? Is Ethan trying to reclaim the watermelon symbol as an Israeli symbol?
Originates from Israel, and they're trying to take it as their own. So that's why we're bringing it back to where it...
Watermelon originated in Israel.
What the
So they're trying to take it as their own. We're trying to reclaim it. We also want to reclaim the N-word here in Israel. We love using it.
belongs.
Are you aware that they use their symbol as well?
Yes, they use it as a hate symbol.
Oh yeah.
We always use our symbols as love symbols.
So the key, what does it mean? The key represent the key to my grandmother's house in Algeria and my grandparents' house in Egypt. And it represents the houses and businesses who was taken from Jewish people while they were forced to leave Arab nations, Muslim countries, Egypt, Iraq.
So someone in the live chat, Thomas Jerome Newton sends 5,500 CLP and says the Palestinian flag was being banned on social media, so it was switched for the watermelon. Yep, exactly. We did mention that. So again, you got Israelis being angry and they're trying to reclaim. So is this tattoo an example? Could you cut away from the video, please? Noor, you do an amazing job switching, by the way. Are you enjoying it? How cool is it? How fast?
I roll.
It's nice, huh? Let's switch to...
I do feel like I've been doing I've been smooth with
You're
it.
doing great. It's very smooth. It's so much better than clicking and having to use the mouse. So let's go back. So Ethan said, I know the usual suspects will try to make this political. So here's the photograph based on a lovely photograph. And then again, here's the tattoo. Now here's what I want to talk about, I guess. I'm sure Ethan knew he knew what he was doing when he was getting that tattoo. He knew that the watermelons were going to cause a whole fucking thing on Twitter, and he was going to use it as content. So like part of me is like, did he just get that tattoo to piss people off and to rile people up? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to get watermelons on, and then people are going to go crazy. And like, in a way, if he did do that, it's kind of insane because like, he's using his kids, you know, like what is supposed to be like a sweet tattoo. He's going to turn it into internet drama. You know what I mean? And like beefing with people on Twitter. Now, what I will say, if you can cut to the picture of the tattoo, objectively, I think this is the nicest tattoo he has by far. I think this is actually a very nice tattoo. What actually makes me sad is that I have a Pikachu on my arm. If you can cut to me, Nude, let me show that Pikachu. So it's weird to me now that both Ethan Klein and myself both have Pikachus tattooed. He has Pikachus right here as one of the characters, you know, surrounding his kids. Zoom in? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Boom. So you got a little Pikachu right here that he's got. I don't recognize this creature. It must be some kind of, maybe a Pokemon or something. That's no idea. I'm guessing, you know, that's Godzilla. That might be...
yeah, it's an axolotl.
Ah, cool. It's a Pokemon?
No, it's an animal.
Oh, that's an actual animal?
It's an amphibian.
Oh, very cool. We got some dinosaurs, and this is another creature from Godzilla. I forgot their name. Hydra, not Hydra. Fuck, I forgot their name. But anyways, I think this is definitely like a nice tattoo. I love color tattoos. A lot of people don't. I think this is Ethan's first color tattoo.
It's cute. No, he has like those colored scribbles.
He has those scribbles on. Those don't count. That tattoo needs to be lasered off, including the one that he got with Hila. So most of Ethan's tattoos are gray. And when you're getting a tattoo, a lot of people, I don't know if that's still something that like, I haven't gotten a tattoo in a while, but like most people, when they say, when you're getting a tattoo, a lot of tattoo artists will tell you color tattoos don't heal as well, or they fade quicker with time. So like 10 years from now, a color tattoo might not look as great as a black and gray tattoo. Now for me, that hasn't been the case. I have most of my tattoos are color tattoos. You just really have to take good care of them. You have to moisturize them as often as you can. And most importantly, you have to use sunscreen in the summer. You have to make sure anytime you're going to be under a lot of sun, you have to keep putting sunscreen on your tattoos. That's the best way to preserve their color, and definitely keep them hydrated, keep them moisturized as often as you can. I love color tattoos. To me, I love the fact that I can get a bunch of colorful tattoos. You know what I mean? Like, I like that. So the fact that Ethan has a very colorful tattoo, I like that. And look, he's getting his kids. It's cute. They're eating the eating the watermelon thing. To me, I think is kind of ironic because Ethan now unwittingly has 3 symbols of Palestinian liberation tattooed on him. Anywhere he goes, most people in the streets are not going to know who Ethan Klein is. You know what I mean? They're just going to see that. They're going to be like, oh, look at that, man. Palestinian liberation. Like, this man is a good man. He's got, not only does he have 1 watermelon, he's got 3 watermelons. And they're going to think, are these like, they might not assume these are even his kids. Like, are these like hungry kids from Gaza? And this is like some kind of tribute that like hungry kids in Gaza should be able to eat. And like, wow, this man must be a real humanitarian. Now, is it unearned praise that he's going to get from these people? Sure, because deep down, he's kind of an asshole and he's kind of a Zionist. But unintentionally, he's walking around with 3 watermelons. I think that's kind of a W. I think that's kind of a win. You know what I mean? Like, if he thought he was trolling the audience, and he's like, I'm gonna reclaim the watermelon as an Israeli symbol. And I don't think that's what he's doing, because again, he did share the picture, a very cute picture of his 3 cute little kids eating watermelons. He's allowed to get it tattooed. As much as we would like to stop Israelis from eating watermelons, folks, we can't. There's a whole list of things I think they should not be allowed to enjoy, like hummus, like shawarma, like falafel, all of those things. I'm sorry. Objectively, what I'm going to say, this is the nicest and most tasteful tattoo he has. And I wish, and this theme, and whoever the artist is, and it's clear that Ethan took his time to think about this tattoo before getting it. The Hila tattoo, bro, you can't call me mean for making fun of it. Hila herself doesn't like it. She's been on the show, and she has clearly expressed that she doesn't like it. She literally told him...
She had a hard time trying to say that she did like
She was struggling. Like, I wish you had chosen a different picture. I was drunk in that photo. I wish you had consulted with me. Like, she straight up doesn't like it. This... Oh, it should still be working. It should still be working.
I've noticed that it doesn't really cut anymore.
Yeah, it's faster. The battery, I guess, plugged into this.
Yeah. Also, your face still lights up
because of the keyboard.
So I switched to...
Yeah. The 2 screens and the keyboard. Make sure that we got some lighting. I hope this doesn't take too long, because then the screen will...
I'm doing a great job on...
Nogzolotl sends $2 and says, I'm offended by the axolotl because it's Mexican. Oh, damn. Did we miss any super chats, by the way, Noor?
That was a joke.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think we.
Oh, actually, yeah. Solo Silver Fox. I can't read the whole name. Solar Silver Fox sent 20 sec. Can you read their full name? Started Twitch. Of course, I recommend you start you from second one. Recommending I do some Twitch, huh? God, I don't know, man. This is also overwhelming.
I really feel like
We should customize YouTube as well. But let's get back to the tattoo just to finish up the topic, so we can move on to the national anthem tier. I do like the tattoo overall. I think it's nice. I think if he thought this was gonna upset people, and I'm sure it did upset people on Twitter. I saw a whole bunch of tweets. And at first I was like, is this insensitive? I mean, look, it's a choice. He knew what he was doing. Like Ela getting a Star of David while Israel is genociding people in Gaza. That is certainly a conscious choice and a conscious decision. Getting 3 watermelons tattooed on you, getting 3 kids eating 3 watermelons. I get it. It's a picture of his kids. It's to honor his kids. I also do get that, like, the timing is weird, and knowing how petty Ethan can be and how much of a drama goblin he is, that I wouldn't put it past him to get a tattoo just to spite people and just to upset people and just to use it as content. So if he would go that far to do that, if that's something that he did and got a tattoo just to troll people, at least he got himself a nice, tasteful tattoo. Ethan used a lot of sunscreen. It is the best way to protect that tattoo, especially with colors. I wouldn't get that kind of style without like outlines. I like everything with like a bold outline. But I mean, this is kind of nice. It's not like a painting type thing. Honestly, I think this is by far the nicest tattoo that he has. And
it's very nice, but like the use of color in some places is very tiny and very tiny spots. I just don't know how it would age.
I can't tell where this is. This is forearm? Is this like down here? Is this area?
Yeah, I think.
If that's it, that is a very tight area. That is a very tight area. And yeah, a lot of these cute little dinosaurs and like the little Pikachu face, that shit is gonna like start blurring, because ink spreads with time. Ink always spreads, you know, as it expands after 5 years, 10 years, etc.
Yeah, so I think yours are fine because you have like one big block of color.
Yeah. So these, I mean, look, I don't know how they're gonna age, but like this is a very Pinterest style of tattoo. But I think it's very nice. But again, I think it's kind of a self-own, because right now Ethan is walking. It's like someone who liked the Nazis and is walking around with like something that looks like a menorah. You know what I mean? Like something that represents. It's like someone who's a Nazi general. Not that Ethan is a Nazi. You know what I mean? But like it's like a Nazi getting a tattoo that represents Jewish culture accidentally, walking around something that looks like a menorah or something. It's kind of a self-own. You know what I mean? You got 3 watermelons. So Ethan, wherever he goes, he's going to be repping the Palestinian cause unintentionally. And I think that's kind of a win overall. But I do think this is ultimately a very nice tattoo. So those are my thoughts. And with that, we're going to catch up with the super chat. And then we're going to move on to the ultimate national anthem tier list, folks, which is going to be a lot of fun.
So Veronica H. Song sends 30 says, I feel like you really know the story about Diddy. It's very political, and the fact that a serial rapist, allegedly also murderer, got away with it. And after seeing the effing video kicking.
Oh yeah, that was disturbing. That was, like, we can't even show that on the channel because it's so fucked up. Like him kicking his girlfriend, and like, yeah, the story is pretty disgusting. I just felt like I didn't have much to add. Like I'm just getting all these details as everyone else is, and it was just kind of disgusting. And thank you so much for the support, Veronica. But it is kind of nasty. Maybe we can talk about it a little bit more on like a member stream on something like that.
Sure.
But that shit is pretty nasty. Maria sends $5 and says watermelons are literally from Africa, so the Israelis are stealing from other continents too. You know, Israelis want to claim watermelons as their own now. Hey, look, you know what I mean? It's what haven't they tried to claim as their own? You know what I'm saying?